Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone who follows me at astrolada.com. Guys, thank you for joining me for another weekly horoscope. And this is for the last week of 2016, from the 26th of December till the 1st of January. And we're going to look astrologically what's happening. Actually, it's very interesting week, astrologically speaking. We're going to have a new moon in Capricorn together with Mercury retrograde. We're having the big Uranus opposition Jupiter starting for the first time now this week, and will continue for one more year. And we're having Mars conjunct the South Node, so lots of interesting things to talk about. Stay tuned with me. And before that, I just want to remind you that on the 8th of January, in about a week from now, a couple of weeks, I will have my All About Uranus webinar, which is only $29. I mean, people usually charge for 5-6 hour webinar at least $100 or $150, and I'm giving it for because I want this knowledge to get to everyone. We're going to look at Uranus in the birth chart, in transits, in house positions. Uranus is the awakener, the bringer of new beginnings. Uranus is where we can have a sudden breakthrough in life, and when we're stuck, how to approach life, what can help us. And we're going to look at Uranus in relationships, Uranus from All About Uranus. So come and join me on the 8th of January on Sunday. And also get your 2017 calendar, astrology calendar, which is like 80 pages of all the transits of 2017, all the heliacal rises and phases of the planet, something that is not out there by anyone offering it. Okay, so now let's start with the last week of 2016. I want to first talk a little bit about the big thing that's happening. This is the opposition between Uranus and Jupiter. Actually, it's been in effect in the last 2 months already. It's been within orb of 3 or 4 degrees since, I would say, since the elections, almost, in the American elections. But it becomes exact now this week, the last week of 2016. We're sending away 2016 with a bang. And by the way, this is just the beginning of this opposition. This is just giving us an inkling what 2017 is going to be like, because it's going to repeat 2 more times in 2017. And because it's such a rare opposition, I think it happens once every 14 or 15 or 16 years or something like that this opposition happens. No, I think every 13 years or something like that this transit happens. And what is important to say about it is because it's a planet transit between outer planets, so it will affect us on a personal level as well. But we speak about the personal level with Marina in the 2017 horoscopes for each sign. If you want to know how it's going to personally affect each sign, the Uranus-Jupiter opposition, check out my yearly and Marina's videos for 2017. We speak in depth about that for each sign. So I'm not going to repeat myself, but I'm going to say a few words about what the world can expect, because Uranus rules truth, divine truth, higher truth, and Jupiter rules wisdom, angelic wisdom, and Uranus rules divine wisdom and divine truth. And Uranus is extremely a planet that is kind of about sudden changes, and it's almost like divine truth comes to the surface. And Jupiter naturally rules the court systems, the judge systems, anything to do with people in power. Jupiter rules people in power, people in governments, because Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system, is the giant, so it's like a second sun almost. It has its own light, by the way. So Jupiter symbolizes people in big power, not exactly the king, not exactly the top dog, but everyone that has power in social positions. And Uranus is starting to oppose, and it's been opposing for the last 2 months, Jupiter. So it means that truths are coming out about politicians, about people in power, about court system, judge systems all over the world. And it's going to be disruptive, and it's going to come, people will be seeing both sides of the coins. Uranus is ruthless when it comes to truth. It just exposes suddenly the truths, and Pluto is making square to Jupiter as well. So there is restructuring of power happening in the world in 2017, starting with the last week of 2016, the last 2 months of 2016. And Jupiter also rules affluence and money. And with Pluto and Uranus both affecting Jupiter in a difficult aspect, there will be redistribution of wealth, guys. And you're seeing it already. It started with India a couple of months ago already, where the monetary system was changed. And this kind of, lots of people lost their wealth, some made more because of that. And I believe that currencies will be affected in 2017 in a big way, especially currencies that the whole world is relying on. So, but it's kind of Saturn is sending a stabilizing influence. So this redistribution of wealth that is happening, yeah, it's going to happen fast, but in the same way, people will, and people in power or whatever, will be able to incorporate it easier somehow, will be able to incorporate it with lasting effects because of the supportive aspect of Saturn at the same time. But just be prepared that currency might be changing their values, that money and wealth is getting redistributed, hopefully for the better, but you know how usually wealth keeps getting redistributed in where it's already there, but people will become aware of that. And people are awakening to that. People are awakening to the truth. This is Jupiter is our belief system. If they were able to pull the wool over our eyes till now Jupiter opposition Uranus, truth comes to the surface. Okay, they might try to redistribute wealth in a really kind of extreme way again, but we're gonna react, and there will be social public outcry, and there will be social organizations, more extreme organizations. Jupiter is our belief system. Pluto, extremism. Uranus, extreme bombs. Oh, there will be, in regards to faith and religious based and belief based systems in 2017, there will be bangs. What can I say? There will be more terrorist attacks for certain, and there will be people starting to create social movements and organizations about the truth, about opposing those in power, or about revealing those in power and the secrets of those in power. But on the personal level, how it's going to affect you, sudden developments to 2017 starting, maybe for some of you it's already started, in regards to the houses where Jupiter and Uranus are. So for Aries, might be personal, big changes in their personal life, and which are triggered through relationships, so which make them make important decisions in relationships. For Taurus, it's happening in their 12th and 6th house. But again, I'm not going to go into that. We're speaking about that with Marina in the yearly videos. And so that's like the general influence, how the year is ending and starting with the Jupiter opposition Uranus. But this time, it's very much, this Jupiter opposition Uranus is very much stabilized by the trine of Saturn to Uranus. So things will not get out of hand. But throughout next year, Saturn will not always be in such a close trine to Uranus to stabilize those changes and this redistribution of wealth and those truths and those sudden developments that Uranus will bring. So you have to be more cautious 2017, but we'll talk about that when the time comes, and it will repeat 2 more times. But the week starts, let's speak specifically about the week, with the beautiful Venus trine Jupiter, and I think that it holds within orb the whole week, which is very good. And Venus is making sextile to Saturn. Venus is the social planet of having fun, of enjoying ourselves, of social communication that's pleasurable, of bonding in relationships that give us satisfaction. And Venus is receiving only good aspects from the 2 social planets, Saturn and Jupiter. So we can meet benefactors, people of older age, Saturn, authorities or parents can be of help, can be supportive to us. Also people can have more trust and belief in us, Jupiter trine Venus. Socially, it will be a good week, and socially for meeting people, for social activities, communications of some sorts. There is like this sense of camaraderie and friendships that happening around, and having in mind that Venus is in Aquarius, the sign of friendship and the sign of social support and giving support to each other, and Venus is only making good aspect throughout the whole week. So socially, I believe we'll be feeling quite good and uplifted, especially the air and fire signs, but we can speak generally as well. But the whole week is under the influence of Mars conjunct the South Node, and Neptune. This is the whole energy of the week in Pisces, and both Neptune and the South Node and Pisces have similar energy of something from the past, nostalgia, something from the past coming back, something maybe deja vu. And Mars is action, activity, so we might have some deja vus, or like some old story repeating itself over the next week, or some kind of, you know, you can plunge us into a feeling of nostalgia. We can get re-experience situations from the past, or the story repeats itself kind of topic that happens, and maybe just reevaluating, looking back over the year, because Pisces rules the past and Ketu rules past lifetimes and just the past overall, and Mars is action, so we can become much more, and Pisces is imagination, and Neptune is the past as well, and the subconscious. So our actions can be much more triggered. Mars is our actions and motivations by things connected to the past in some way, by maybe completing something from the past, or something from the past coming back to be reevaluated and seen and acted on from a different angle and released. Though the actions that we're starting now, they should not be about attainment, because Mars is in a both with two planets that are about letting go, about releasing. So it's a great week to go and help others, to do some charity, to go and help your friends, go and help your older parents, do something that you give from yourself, do something that is not with personal mercenary purpose, or something that is with a person of acquisition or just selfish reason, because Mars is in the most kind of forgiving and the most giving sign Pisces, with the most giving planet Neptune, and with the most charitable planet Neptune, and Ketu is very divine planet as well, very spiritual. So as I said, something from the past might be becoming nostalgia, to re-experience, to do actions from the past, or our actions will be strongly motivated by something to do with the past, or past activities of some sort. And it will manifest for everyone in a different area of their life, you know, depending where Pisces is situated in your horoscope. For example, for Pisces, it will be in their whole overall life. For Aquarius, it will be in regards to their finances and resources, that they're acting on motivations that comes from the past, or something from the past comes, or some deja vu, resources, finances. For Capricorn, it's their third house, so it's something to do with communications, information, their thinking, their relationships with others. For Sagittarius, it's something to do with their family, their sense of emotional happiness and security. For Capricorn, for Scorpio, it's something to do with love life, something to do with children, with creative projects that they're motivated to act from the past, that they're motivated to review old things nostalgically, or something from the past might come to be released, or to give more of yourself in regards to that. And then for Libra, it's in regards to work, to health habits, in regards to enmities from the past. For Virgo, it's in regards to relationships with others, personal or business. With Leo, it's in regards to resources that come to you from others, or past traumas, the 8th house, and mutual resources or finances that come to you from partners or from business or whatever. And then for Cancer, it's in regards to plans, long-term plans that come maybe to be or belief systems in some way, that old belief systems that are re-examined in some way. For Gemini, it's to do with their career, maybe something to do with their career, authority figures or work projects, which might be motivation from the past, or nostalgia, or something to be, you know, to be relieved and released. That's released through actions, because Mars conjunct Neptune, conjunct the South Node, it's about releasing old opinions and old enmities and old hang-ups, basically, in whatever house it's happening. Then for Gemini, we said, for Taurus, it's the 11th house, friendships, social connections, old long-term goals. And for Aries, it's the 12th house. Oh, so that's like you're ending up things for certain. Aries, ascendant or sun people, there's something from the past, from the subconscious, that's motivating them, even in a subconscious way, to act, and they might be feeling almost nostalgic, more emotional overall, because Mars is your planet, Aries. Scorpio and Aries, ascendant sun and moon people, will definitely feel this Mars, maybe feeling a bit less motivated, more spiritual, more focused on the past, more in a giving, in a charitable state of mode, not so much in a competitive. If you try to do competitive actions to get, you know, ahead or something like that, it's not going to be supported this week, you know. But if you try to give for others or to look at the past, it's supported. And then the last thing is that we have a new moon in Capricorn this month, this week. It's happening around, which is it, on the 29th. And it means that the next 2 weeks after that, there will be new beginnings in your life. Not just on the day of the new moon, but new beginnings. But those new beginnings come with a twist, because the new moon is happening when the sun and moon join together, but Mercury is also together with them this time. And Mercury is retrograde. So those new beginnings will be connected to basically to topics which are not finished, which we're not finished with. New beginnings that we basically, because just looking at the degrees, new beginnings which we're not finished with, new beginnings that we need to revise, to go over, interestingly enough, and new beginnings which come to us because of clarifications that we need to do, or because some obstacles, something we couldn't complete, some obstacles that stopped us from completing something, and now we can have like a second chance to complete something from the past, but like a new beginning in regards to that, you know. And also maybe because Mercury is communications, discussions, conversations, so information, some information can come that helps us start new beginning, like a second chance in completing something that we haven't solved in the past. So that's interesting. Watch out over that in the next 2 weeks. And for every person, it will be in a different area of their life. For Aries, it's in regards to careers, something that you've been doing from the past, you haven't completed, that you get a second chance to complete. Career, authority figures, social status for Taurus is in their house. Some long-term plans, some travel, foreign education, higher education, pre-qualification. For Gemini, it's in the 8th house, new beginnings, and some information or clarifications or discussions in regards to something from the past that give you a second chance in regards to resources with others, solving some past traumas, intimacy issues, and money and shared resources. In Cancer, for Cancer, it's in relationships. Something that is said, some discussions that give you a second chance in relationships, or bring something from the past which allows for new beginnings in relationships, or business contracts or agreements. For Leo, it's in the 6th house, maybe something in regards to their work, their duties and responsibilities. That comes from new discussions, new information, or new kind of explanations, or missing piece of information that allows Leos, or in regards to their health, that allows Leo to start new beginnings in that direction. Then for Virgos, is in regards to their love life, in regards to their children, in regards to this new beginnings that will be happening over the next 2 weeks, with a mixture of something old that comes to be revised and to allow those new beginnings and complete it in regards to creative projects, Virgos, for example. If you have your own business, this is your creative project. Then if you are Libra, it's in regards to your family, and your personal life and property. If you're Scorpio, it's in regards to communications, information, skills, work with colleagues and teammates, relatives, people in your everyday environment, or travel. If you are Sagittarius, it's in regards to resources and money. And if you're Capricorn, it's in regards to new beginnings, in regards to your whole life, especially people that are born in the last 2-3 days of December, or you know, so the 20th, 29th, 30th, maybe latest the 31st of December. They're having the whole year ahead full of new beginnings if you're Capricorn. New beginnings that have a tinge of something from the past as well, a new chance, a new opportunities to start something new in your life, but something that you already have experience on or that you've been working on before, but it again is connected to new beginnings. And for Aquarius, it's in the 12th house. It's more about releasing something from the past for Aquarius. Definitely the next 2 weeks is about something, reassessing and reevaluating something that is like a loss for them, or deciding what it is and chopping it out from their life over the next 2-3 weeks, basically, for Aquarius. Something that is harming them more than helping them. And for Pisces, is in regards to their social life, new beginnings, in regards to their gaining and earning capacity, to make money, to gain and earn, to be profitable, and also in regards to their social environment and connections, new beginnings, but with a tinge of something coming from the past to new information, new discussions that allows you to get a second chance, as we said. So that's overall the influence. Basically the whole week is under the influence of this new moon and Mars conjunct with the South Node and Neptune. Be careful not to be conned or not to con others, because people that are more susceptible to criminal activities or to misleading you or to playing on your good feelings, they usually tend to show their head when Mars is in aspects with Neptune, especially in the misleading Pisces sign, where we're more charitable. But at the same time, try you not to do that, to do something behind the scenes, something a bit dodgy. Try not to succumb to that. But on the general influence, Mars conjunct Ketu is fantastic for revisiting the past, for actions that are connected to the past, and we spoke about that. So thank you so much, everyone. Join me again for Uranus in the horoscope. All about Uranus on the 8th of January, and get your 2017 horoscope, or also get those reduced courses that are going up again in a week from now on the 1st of January, and they're going up twice the price as the normal price, basically. So thank you so much. Happy New Year. It will be an exciting 2017, and yeah, bye.